All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, so I'm going to talk about how you can set yourself up to be successful on Turo. I love Turo. I now have 3 vehicles, so 4 vehicles that I Turo. One of our vehicles, I literally just listed on there at an amount that I think, hey, this will be worth it if I got it at this. And, sometimes I get it listed, and usually once that car actually gets rented, it usually rents for a week or 2. It's a family car. It's a Volkswagen Atlas. But full time now, 3 cars on Turo. And I got some questions from my first video about, thinking about Turo in 2024. I wanted to address a couple of them here just so you guys are set up for success. I want to make some things clear. So, all right. So one of the questions, and yeah, I'm going to go through some of these. Some of these were alarming. Some of them I really want to make sure I'm clarifying, so that you guys have all the information that you need before you go and start this business. So, okay, now, so this kind of goes hand in hand. So what car would you recommend for a beginner, and should we finance it or buy it cash? What's the safest plan? Guys, the safest plan is always going to be, okay, let's take a step back. The safest plan is really going to be using your own car first, right? See if you even like it. And I cannot tell you guys this enough. See if you even like the business. Use your own car, put it on the Turo app, take pictures, do a description, see if it rents, right? You might get a rental, 2 rentals, and be like, oh wow, this is cool. Okay, how can I get into this? How can I scale up? How can I make more money with this business? Or you might say, oh my God, the car smells like marijuana. Nah, I'm good. I'm not doing this anymore. So again, use your own car first, see if you even like the business, go about it that route before you start trying to talk about financing or buying another car. Now, if you're already at that point and hey, I want to do Turo, I want to get another vehicle for Turo, so on and so forth, your safest bet is going to be to buy a cash car, right? You're not going to have as much overhead if you're looking to buy something between $5,000 and $10,000, as long as it meets the Turo parameters for it being able to be listed on that platform. That is going to be your safest bet. You don't have a loan on the car. You don't need absorbent insurance. You own the car outright and actually can make a net profit immediately from the bat. That is your safest bet. So for a beginner, I say use your car. Next up, get a cash car if you want the safest option with no risk, right? Now, I personally am my risk tolerance is very high. So, however, I also have a household income that allows me to be a little bit more risky on things. So that's something that you want to take into account. I do not want to be known as the guy who told you to go out and finance a damn Lamborghini just to put it on Turo. That ain't me. So don't come back here and clip and say, hey, Brian told me to. Brian didn't tell you anything of that sort. Brian told you to use your first car, use your own car, make sure you even like the business, and then you can talk about doing something after that. Now, someone asked, do you say it's a safe bet to take out a loan in order to buy a luxury vehicle if my vehicle is truly not up to par for renting, and that I can expect to be able to pay off the car/loan and then continue renting without any trouble and making a profit? Now, I did answer that on there. Thank you for the comment. I don't think it's a safe bet to just go out there and finance a car. You have to, luxury, that could mean a lot of different things. Is it just your Mercedes-Benz C-Class, or are we talking about, going out there and trying to get a Lambo and whatnot? A couple things stick out about this comment. If your current vehicle is not up to par to put on the Turo app, Now, it could be you paid off your car, you don't want a car payment, you're just, you're good with that, right? However, it leads me to believe that this individual may be considering going above their means to buy a vehicle that maybe they otherwise couldn't afford, but they're going to use Turo to be able to afford it. Y'all, that's a big no-no for me. Truthfully, you need to know that you can afford this vehicle before you ever put it out on the Turo app. I do say that, hey, drive the vehicle that you want to drive, and put it on Turo to subsidize the cost for you. But if you know that, hey, 2 months go by, someone hasn't rented your vehicle, you owe that payment. You need to be comfortable enough to be able to, withstand making that payment every month. So that is something I want to advise you guys of. Like, don't just go out there and get some luxury car that you think, oh yeah, I can't afford this, but with Turo, I'll be able to make the money for this. So I highly caution you doing that. I also think that depending on your market, you want to see what type of luxury car the demand is in your market. Now, I've had other videos about how to choose your car, how to see how well that car rents, and you can go back and watch those. But go ahead, you want to see, hey, okay, let's say it's the BMW 5 Series. Hey, how many other BMWs are in my area? Let's look at their calendar. Are they usually getting rented out? Things of that nature. I will say this, y'all. The vehicle that rents the least that I have is my BMW 5 Series. However, when I get it rented, it usually rents for anywhere from a week and a half to 3 weeks. I've had someone rent it for a whole month before. So it is kind of crazy. It seems that most people that come down here and rent that vehicle are coming down here for business or, or some type of, solo occasion that, warrants just having a car. And, maybe I'm $20 more expensive than, Hertz or any of these other rental cars and whatnot. And, they're like, hey, I'd rather have a nice vehicle, pay a little bit extra, and I know it's from an owner who has good reviews. So that's always something that you want to think about. But yes, never just a safe bet to go out there and finance a car. Make sure, one, you can afford the car on your own without it being rented. But then two, make sure that there's a market for your car. Because quite frankly, there's some markets where a pickup truck might do better than a Cadillac SUV, and vice versa. And if you're in Miami and whatnot, yeah, obviously a luxury vehicle. But if you're in the middle of nowhere, where you really don't have much of a pool from, well, I don't know if a luxury vehicle is going to be your best bet. All right. Had another question about how you keep your address private when you're supposed to have your registration in the vehicle and whatnot. Listen, y'all, I may not follow all the rules. I didn't even know that. So, so yeah, obviously if your privacy is of the utmost importance, then err on the side of doing what you should do to keep yourself safe. Okay. And then the last one that came up is how am I letting guests in the vehicle? Listen, I rarely do a hand-to-hand exchange. The only time I do a hand-to-hand exchange is if someone's picking the vehicle up from the home location that I keep the vehicle at. I put my key in those bags that block the signal. I leave that key in the vehicle. I lock my cars remotely. That is a benefit to having your more expensive cars or your newer cars. Most of them you can open through the app. And when the guest lands, I unlock the vehicle. They get in, they take the key out of that bag, and they're ready to rock and roll. I also do have key locks that you can hook right on the window, and just give them the 4-digit code and they can get in there. Y'all, time is the most precious thing that you have, and you want to run this business and be as efficient as possible. You don't want to be timing your schedule when somebody actually is planning on leaving. Look, flights get delayed. Some people book your car for 3 p.m. They don't show up till 5 p.m. So you really want to make sure that you're running your business efficiently so that your guests can get the key at any given time, and you're not being inconvenienced. All right. So wanted to run through a couple of those, y'all. Again, I love the Turo app. I'm going to be doing a live stream next week. I'm going to be doing a live stream on Sunday next week, talking about Turo, answering your questions, and I'm here to be a resource, y'all. I have done every gig, app, and thing that there is under the sun, and I always try to find the most efficient ways to do things. So I'm not no Turo guru. Don't come here if you think that if you're looking for someone who claims that they know it all. I don't know it all. I just know what works for me, and I can always give my perspective on what might work for the next person. So go ahead, if you got value from this, like, subscribe to the channel, and again, the future I see is up to me. I'll see y'all on the next one. Take care.